pay. Well, in pubs anyway. Especially when you actually get it, because that maybe happens like once or twice per game.
Yeah, it's so
once
hard.
if you're lucky. Twice if you're super lucky.
It's hard to get that Midas and Ogre overall. Not a hero that farms very well. However, a hero that did farm heroes very well in that last game is PA, and she got banned out this time around. I love that. You don't want to be playing versus that PA again. Magnus or no Magnus. There's Divine Favor now, so another way of buffing her up. Heroes Troll and Nikes are banned out for Vici Gaming, so they cannot pick that up versus Doom on the lane, which could be pretty good.
All but gold, they need to pick a hero that doesn't rely on big ulti cooldown. You have Doom and Grimstroke already. You can't just be fighting every 2 minutes.
Perhaps some Razor is going to be picked up by them. A hero that can lane versus the Brew pretty well. Also, a hero that Illidan loves to play.
I'm surprised CK is not banned by Vici Gaming. I mean, obviously they've got the Brewmaster early, so is that enough to warrant Old but Gold like steering away from that?
I think it's good enough.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. And after seeing that CK in the last match, you're like, please take it.
Yeah, take CK. We're gonna ban out your tiny.
Just take it.
Well, that's the Old but Gold taking into their bonus time. In terms of openings, is there any opening in particular that you guys prefer? Because both are quite solid.
Maybe Vici Gaming is a bit better in the current meta, I think. But Old But Gold is also very nice, as you can doom that Panda, you can prevent him from splitting. But then you can't really rely on Soulbind too, as you're not gonna get 2 targets and doom. It's way too hard. This hero, however, have we seen Valhalla play it a lot? We haven't, right? Not really. He's always been on his tinies, on his Shadow Shamans. We saw Immersion play it like a god yesterday. He played so well on that third spirit. So
yikes!
Ooh,
yikes!
Speaking of gods, Fade on his Tusk is definitely in that god tier too.
Yeah, there's gonna be another save for them on top of Chen's heal. Vici Gaming's lineup looking really good.
Really so comfortable for them, right? Yeah. And they took that Shen away from All But Gold. Yep. Looking very solid for Vici Gaming. I have to say though, I like All But Gold's lineup more now than I did in the last game. At least they have the tools that they can use and perhaps win the lanes at least.
Yeah,
and now
Razor, there it is.
Now with the Razor, this is definitely looking more like casual All But Gold. Like the standard one, but they are still lacking that hero that buys Greaves. Razor, I don't think that's a viable item on him any longer.
And they're just gonna save the last hero for G and just check. Yeah, they're gonna have last pick. So Vici Gaming, not too many good carry heroes left in the pool. There's still a Juggernaut, a lot of spell damage on OBG, but you're playing it against Razor.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you are OBG, you need some bursts, some coming from your midder. And Vici Gaming, yeah. Let's see. They have two more picks.
Vici Gaming is kind of low on control with Tusk and Chen, and OBG should use that. There's a Puck in the pool. Queen of Pain, G loves to play it. That's the burst damage that they might lack.
Isn't G just gonna be the one playing the Razor though? Don't we look for an Illidan hero here?
They can still swap around.
Yeah, they can definitely. But
I prefer something that can also
Illidan loves that Razor.
Fight later on.
And the hero is really good versus the Brew on the lane.
Ooh, especially.
And they go with the TV. Oh.
All right, good pickup
in
my opinion. He's not a melee hero all the time, so a lot of siege damage, and they're gonna create a lot of chaos with TB, Chen, and Brewmaster in the backlines. They're just gonna need to be the one initiating the fight instead of waiting for OBG to start a fight. Ideally for them, it'd be Grimstroke ulti into double doom.
If Vici Gaming plays the same way they played in that last match when it comes to the laning stage, All But Gold is gonna be crushed they have to come out on top in the laning stage at least. OBG, there's a lot of pressure on them, and this last pick to perform super well in the laning stage, and I think that co-op might be coming out
Either
for them.
Quap or Ember Spirit still in the pool. It's good against all the heroes on side of Vici Gaming route. Against us, can't use the save. Great against TB and his illusions. And the OBG is also afraid of these elusive heroes because they don't have the best lockdown. Grimstroke and Earth Spirit, they really can't contest against a hero like a Puck, Queen of Pain.
So Puck, Quap or Ember, I think, on OBG. It would fit their lineup really well. Do they have the last pick though? Right. Nope.
The last pick goes the way of Old But Gold, so they have got that going for them. They're going to need a little bit of an edge because at the moment I feel like Vici, they've got some team fight, they've got the push, they got the catch, they are looking pretty stable on the lanes. And Old But Gold is kind of lacking in all those departments.
They have a solid team fight, right? With the double Doom, with the Earth Spirit, you have some damage there, definitely. And your laning stage is looking alright. With this Lina pickup, this Lina is showing up more and more. Yeah, she is a glass cannon, but overall that hero is pretty legit right now. Especially if you have a good laning stage. If you dominate that mid, you just start rotating around, bursting people down. It's not too shabby.
However, this game there's an Earth Spirit who can get to the back lines very easily and has a silence.
And can rotate to mid easily, right? Can actually help out his midder. And they do see the Lina, so they can last pick accordingly. But most of these good midders right now have been banned out.
Give me that Queen of Pain on G. The old classic matchup, Lina against the Queen of Pain. I love what Vici Gaming is doing. They are picking the comfortable heroes for them. You're going to have Yang on Brewmaster again, Fade on Tusk, Ori on Lina. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Queen of Pain plus Earth Spirit can definitely pressure and win versus Lina, but Lina right now, even with the Queen of Pain buffs, I think she's in a quite good spot in that matchup. So, but then you get the burst versus the Terrorblade, so it's not only about the laning stage. However, Razor plus Queen of Pain, I don't know, it just doesn't feel too right to me.
They're definitely not picking that Necro again.
Yeah. Dragonite.
Oh, a Dragonite. Some more push for them, a Disable with it as well. Will, however, not have a fun time against Lina.
Honestly, this feels like a super comfort pick that might not be the best pick in this current game for them. It just feels like, as you saw, they picked it in the last second as well. G, Dragonite, it's great, it's alright, it's gonna give them some push, but you have a hero that serves a similar purpose. That Razor is also that mid-game oriented hero, and I have a feeling they're on a huge clock. Even with the Doom, even though they have a Doom, a hero that always works well later on in the game, you just delete one hero from the map with Doom. I still think that they're on a huge clock with Razor and DK. They need to just dominate the laning stage and go straight through them in the mid-game. If they don't, that Terrorblade is gonna eat them alive.
They're not going to scale, and that's how they've been playing so far. Play aggressive, try to finish the game around 25 to 35 minute mark. Dragonite is going to give them that tower push, some splash damage against the TB, reliable stun. Overall, in this game, I like Vici's lineup way more.
All right, so you guys are on the 2-0 train, seems.
Sadly, yeah.
Let's see if Old But Gold can change your mind. They're going to need some extra support from the crowd. They've got it. And let's find out what our commentators have to say about game number 2 here with Trent and Lyrical.
Thank you very much, Shiver. And yes, on a clock, we're in a little bit of a tough situation right now if you're Old But Golden.
There.
That's true. The crowd, they're feeling it. They want to give them the assurances that, you know what, we'll support you no matter what. And they're off to the races in game number 2. Elimination matchup for Old But Gold.
Man, packed house in there today. You know, there's not a whole lot of chairs. People are fighting over them there. There's battles. You know, I think I saw chairs swinging at each other.
Jeez.
Everyone trying to get in here for Old But Gold. And I love that they're pouring out the energy for them because they are going to need it. I'm going to have to agree. Pretty spooky game. But you know what? You can't play Dota if 2 of your heroes get doomed.
That's true.
If we hit these Soulbind Dooms, even if this draft looks a little spooky and it looks like they're not going to scale all that well, and they are on the clock, that's what they've been doing. That's been their whole strategy. And Vanscore throwing out the love, too.
Yay. You love to see that. That's so good. Crowd. Illidan, they love him. That's so nice. Look at Vici, Fade smiling over there in his little camera. Yang is having none of it. It's serious time. It's like, get out of here.
I mean, Fade the Pirate Tusk here, it looks like. And I'm looking forward to watching this. I mean, it's kind of his hero, right? Seen it happen before. Always willing to see it again.
You know, and that's the thing. I see this Fade Tusk, and I'm just wishing that maybe Old But Gold could have gone for something like that Shadow Shaman, his comfort hero. Decided to go for the Earth Spirit. As soon as I saw the Doom and the Grimstroke together, I was like, oh, Shadow Shaman, this is the time. But they feel like they need that longer range of initiation from Velhor. And they'll be able to get it, probably, as BZZ and him are going to face off around the runes. Is very similar to what we saw previously, and DY just going to give him the business. Vanscore there as well. Doesn't take roll level 1 and gets the kick instead. Meanwhile, they're going to get that Inkswell stun onto 2. Is it going to be enough? Can they take him down in time? No. First blood going to DY, and he lives. Now BZZ needs to run away. Taking a lot of damage there. That tag team just tore them apart, and low armor on this hero. One more punch might be enough. Can they get it? No, it was on to Vanscore instead.
And meanwhile, up top, Yang manages to get both Bannerons. He just sits on the top bounty, and I guess Illidan wasn't aware of what was going on, that it was only the Brewmaster, so I mean, typically a Razor, you're able to bully him out or at least get a very favorable regen trade in that situation.
And this is, again, kind of a weird one for Velhor, because now he just has kick level 1. And I guess he can kick away the Tusk or just kick a boulder and punch DY, but now he's kind of in an awkward spot here as well. They turn back around. The Inkswell trying to body block Fade, and they are going to be able to find that stun and find themselves the kill. Nice turnaround.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, you can see Yang is trying to find a solution to his current problems. So he's going to go grab himself the wave from behind the tower, as he can't 1v1 this Razor. So won't be a whole lot going on there. The action should remain down here in the bottom with this try v try.
Yeah, and no matter what, Vici is going to get the lane matchups that they want, since they do have this Chen. But I guess the sort of question mark becomes, is this a lane matchup that works well for them? Because you are going to have a Doom against a Terrorblade. When the Metamorphosis is down, it can kind of just come up and punch you and Infernal Blade you.
Yeah, and getting the level 1 kill is great too for the side of All But Gold, because this isn't really the kind of lane that you want level 1 to go well for you as All But Gold. You don't really expect that to happen, but once the Inkswell and everything starts stacking up, the Doom gets a little bit of regen. Like, Doom and Grimstroke aren't just good in the mid game for the Soulbind Doom. It's also great to just throw Inkswell on this guy and have him run at people with 20 to 40 regen.
Definitely. Vanscore is going to run into the Tusk here. Inkswelling pushing him back, and well, Tusk in the meantime is just going to stand his ground, but will eventually be pushed back out. As it does look like there was a little bit of a stack coming out, and now the pull working out as well. Velhor, no way to roll away from this one. He's going to keep getting punched a little bit by the Divine Favored Chen, and well, the continued punches. It's a lot of harassment that comes out with that reflection afterwards, and now going to be caught off as well. Velhor might need to be able to kick him to the low ground. We'll see if he's able to get out. BZZ live it, but it is going to come at the cost of their Earth Spirit's life. Maybe he can take down Fade first. No.
Yeah, no Orb of Venom early on quite yet. You can see it's queued up for him, but he doesn't have it. So harder to get that final kill, whereas Fade does have one for himself.
Velhor going to be maybe bringing back some regen for his Doom, since it's brought down very low. And Vanscore popped his tree down, and then afterwards got a little bit of extra regen as well.
Yeah, it seems they missed one tangle on the fountain, unfortunately, though.
Uh-oh. Walk forward, Infernal Blade, the stun. Now also the Inkswell Paparazzi went too far. He gets stunned. Now they turn on to DY, roll forward, finding that catch as well. I think they think about diving the tower. Don't decide to go for it. And instead, it's going to be a backup.
That is a lot of magic damage early on. Able to just cut through that Terrorblade's HP, only sitting on 560 at the moment, even with a couple branches. As they go for another one, Velhor, he's going to fall after grabbing DY.
BZZ just needing to walk away. They weren't able to stay within range for that tag team for the second punch from the meta TB, but this is the danger. You go too far forward in Paparazzi's Metamorphosis, they're going to start dying. Oh, are they going to try and do like a... Okay, I was wondering if the Chen was going to like pull one of them back to heal up and then they TP back home again afterwards. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the play.
No, he does have the purge creep going on though, but yeah.
Doom goes down. Paparazzi able to find that kill.
Getting a bit abandoned there by the supports. They both had to retreat for a moment. Now Vanscore has the TP all the way back home, in fact.
I hate to see that.
Yeah, he's just grabbing some tangos and going to start running.
Well, so far, Doom is a little bit behind the Terrorblade, but again, this is all to the service to slow down Paparazzi as much as possible. This Terrorblade will eventually retreat to the jungle if he needs to, but at least for now, he's having a good time.
Yeah, I don't think he's really going to plan on going anywhere. The levels are starting to stack up for Fade. 1-0-2 right now. He's got some serious damage, but nice angle there from Velor to make the escape. But without the Grimstroke here, they know they can't play aggressive, so that's why you see VG testing them at the moment.
They were able to bait out the tag team and also a Divine Favor. Only took one punch for his trouble. And now...
That Infernal Blade level 2 does so much work.
Yeah, it's really nice. The slowdown comes in. They bring in Vanscore trying to find the stun, but he's just outside of range. Now Fade turns with the tag team. Reflection also to try and burst them down. BZZ is going to fall, and Velhor also in really deep. Can they kill off Fade? Yes, they will. And now also DY punching away against Velhor and Vanscore. But it's just to the service of securing both of these bounty runes.
Yeah, although they lose a core, whereas their opponents lose the support, I think if you secure both bounties, they'll be worth it. And yeah, they're looking to catch DY, coming to scout these bounty runes.
Rolled a bit too far. Tower's going to punch him. Velor, is he going to go down? It looks like he will indeed. And Vanscore doesn't quite manage to find the kill on the Chen.
Oh, healed up, man. Ankles broken. Essentially securing the death of Velor. Damn, meanwhile up top, I noticed Yang's actually doing pretty well here, 18-3. I mean, obviously 33-5 for a Razor, but what more can you expect, honestly, for the Brewmaster to get done here? It does look like the Catapult Wave's coming through, though, so they're going to try and force this tower down as Illidan pops the ulti.
Wow. And of course, the big difference maker and why you're seeing a little bit of a net worth lead into the favor of Old But Gold, in spite of the kill lead, is
Illidan
in some trouble. Needs to hide away in the trees and make sure he doesn't get caught. But the shards are there. Do they have a way to break the TP? Yes, indeedy doody. Dead Razor.
Indeedy doody. Well said.
Thank you.
As his rotation does mean that G's going to pop the ulti and start putting some pressure onto the tower with both his ulti and the catapult. I'll take that, says DY. And he'll snag that dire catapult for his team. And in fact, now the rotation's coming back from the Lina.
Although they also have the other rotation moving in from Velhor. They got the haste turn on him. Snowball save for the moment means Inkswell won't connect. And now trying to chase forward for this one. The shards block it out. Velhor's like, I don't want to be here anymore. But they will be able to find the DK, and Laguna Blade still available. G in the Nether Realm will drop. And DY, again, out of there. As he's ticking down, no, won't die to it.
They didn't have to use Laguna Blade for the kill, but he did it just to save his Chen. So nice play there, and they'll be able to clean up Vanscore too.
And they get the lift up last second.
How did Velor still end up around here?
Oh, they block it out as well, and he's going to try and TP out. Does he manage to escape? One more punch, not happening.
Not even close. But yeah, I think Paparazzi's getting a little bit of space here this game. I mean, he's just in here zoning back BZZ, who's now just level 4 to the level 6 on Paparazzi. He's going to hold that point for a bit, at least think about it.
It's so good, too, because like there's all this battling going on, and normally that would be a problem where you're leaving your TB alone, but he's saving the Metamorphosis for when those rotations happen, so he can 1v1 and beat out BZZ.
Getting a big pull off here, too. There is some visions. They're going to see this camp coming in. And yeah, that means BZZ. I want a piece of this, because that is a nice little stack. They're still holding that catapult mid for DY. I'm not sure if they're thinking about going for something here, but you know DK is never really leaving, so it's a tough push.
If they had level 6, that could have been something on Paparazzi, but the snowball moves into position. Inkswell not going to deal any amount of damage. They sunder to turn it back around. Good amount of damage dealt onto BZZ, but the roll-in coming in, the kick away. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. BZZ actually lives through it, though. So Velhor saving a life, and now BZZ turns to try and take down Paparazzi. The clap as well, but it's not going to be enough, and Ori shows up, puts the kibosh on the chase, and Papa living again.
Well, he put himself into the fray, but he doesn't know how to save a life. And Velor will eventually fall with his buddy BZZ.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
My goodness. Illidan looks like he's going to be going for possibly a Midas route.
The Razor Midas. I think we've seen him do this before, actually, this tournament.
And again, the pressure onto the Tier 1 tower. But the kills have all gone the way of Vici over the last several minutes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The DK trying to pressure in this tower. Vanscore runs into Ori, and now Inkswell chasing forward. Is he really going to fully commit to this? If they can get the stun in range, G doesn't have it skilled up, but Velhor is there, and that's enough control. He gets the level up to get the stun now. That slows down Paparazzi as BZZ is chasing him and trying to do what he can. The Infernal Blade doesn't quite connect there with the clap. and still not level 6.
Mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower has
The
fallen.
tower taken down here. A little initiation from Vela, but won't amount to anything.
Well, and now Paparazzi pops the Metamorphosis. BZZ trying to run, but slowed down by that tag team. He just can't go anywhere. Man, that's been a rough game for the Doom.
It started out so well, too, right? It looked like they were kind of pounding the Paparazzi, giving him the damage, but no. No, since Paparazzi. He's just having another great game. He's 3-1-5. Of course, he went down earlier, but it started to look a lot like that PA match.
Yeah. Honestly, this just looks like one of those Chinese pub games where you dive the tower and they're like, surely nobody's going to rotate into my lane and come in to protect me. And then suddenly there's like 4 heroes there just diving him. Diving the diver. 10-minute mark, though.
Get them bounties.
Kick that illusion out of here. And the roll, he gets it. Velor makes it happen. So
the split.
Uh-oh. That's not what you want to
Oh,
see if
he's
you're a
coming.
Razor. He wants it.
Oh, man. If he doesn't have to use the Laguna Blade here, this would be so good.
Light Strike Array, and yep.
Because, look, he has Invis now. So he can just go for a secondary pickoff here if anyone tries to come into this. No sentries in the area. Ori's looking dangerous once more.
And like normally that would be okay because you're getting something else around the map, but right now Opa Gold not able to put any pressure on, and it is now time for Paparazzi to retreat and head away since they have the level 6 on Doom.
All right, what do we do here? I mean, it's 13-5. It's only a slight lead. Is this enough? Like, it's even right now for Oba Cold. I'm not sure if that's going to be the answer here. I guess it comes down to this next DK ulti, right? Like, look what they're doing. We're just amassing everyone at bottom. They're going to send Illidan into the mid lane. He's going to TP, which is a little interesting because this is the one place where there's no tower, but he's just looking for a little bit of free fire and perhaps some distraction onto Ori, as they will pop the DK ulti, go for this tower. They have the catapult. As long as Illidan doesn't get punished for this, as he still has his Midas up. Can't even turn to use it. He's so scared. Oh, no. Don't die with your Midas up. Oh,
Run away.
It's a bait.
He's out of there.
They know. I mean, they just saw them all pushing the tower, right? So
Yeah.
they have the Observer Ward. They see them all retreating back. I think Ori... Oh, he did use the Abyss.
I mean, this is again just one of those things where you... Oh, wait, Ori, though. He gets caught out. What are you doing there mid, buddy? Everybody ran away, and, well, they're going to be able to find the kill.
Nice.
I was about to say that this was just like game number 1 where Vici were always anticipating the movements, but they didn't anticipate it this time, and now DY is going to be caught out by Velhor, who does have his roll forward if he wants to use it in just a second. Also on the other side is Yang, and the roll, the chase, going to slow him down yet again, but can't quite catch up, although jump forward, body blocks, also has the stun back off cooldown in 3 seconds. Looks like he's just going to punch the tower a few times.
Yang did get a ton of damage on that top tower, though. The tier 2 nearly went down with the help of a catapult, too. So that was all during that long siege bottom where the DK was abandoned by his team to go and help the Razor in the mid lane. So still not really getting themselves to that level that they need, it feels like, with this draft on the side of Old But Gold. Their next goal will be the tier 1 tower in the top lane, likely, and then really Roche, but they don't honestly have the best Roshing lineup there for Old But Gold. So I don't know, it feels like they don't have a great way to catapult themselves in this mid-game without a massive laning stage lead, aside from just a lot of great picks from the Earth Sphere, but that's going to be a tall order.
And Illidan, he feels safe right now. There's so many wards in this area, but they don't see anybody on the map, and he's just going to run into all of them. So Illidan trying to escape. He doesn't quite get caught by the snowball in the chase forward. Can they quite get him? They don't have vision. The rock is going to connect, but they have a tier 1 tower. Team? Hello?
I think they know it's a lost cause. You don't want to run into an attempted save versus a burst split. You got to just be happy that they at least used the split, really.
Okay.
Considering there were so many heroes there.
And they're just all-inning on this tower with everybody down bottom. Obviously no backdoor protection on tier 1s. And in the meantime, Velhor going to pressure up top lane. The TPs come immediately from the Tusk. And there's also a wraparound coming with a double Doom possibility.
It looks like FaZe is here to try and stop TPs, and there it is.
Oh no, they got him. They got him caught, and it looks like that's going to be a kill onto Paparazzi. Oh, Sunder? Turnaround? No, there's no way. Surly, does he even get BZZ? Okay, BZZ gets out of there.
Yeah, maybe if they did some more recall plays or something, but DY is just going to abandon there on the Chen. So very close to catching the TP. Man, that TP was so fast for DK, actually.
Big plays. And we talked about it. The vision that's in this Radiant jungle right now, it does feel like Old But Gold want to keep this pressure on continually.
They really have no choice. Like, that's kind of their whole game plan.
Yeah.
just need a lot of kills, and they also need a first item on Illidan besides a Razor, besides a Midas rather, and well, it's going to be the Merlini special, as his bots will be coming out on the courier now.
Oh God. All right. Sure, it's fine.
I mean, that's a lot of scaling potential, honestly. And the items are both very good on this hero, right? He's all about move speed, and when you're stealing all this flat damage, the attack speed certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah. They know this Bruce split down for a little bit longer. They're going to be able to find the stun, get the silence, get the kick. Illidan shows up, trying to get that kill, and Ori, Light Strike Array not going to connect. They throw out the hand of God even. But eventually, Yang will die. So another pickup there for Old Buck Gold.
Yeah, playing nice and aggressive when they know there's no split available. And almost up to level 12 on the DK too.
So one thing I'm curious about, sometimes you'll see these games where it's all about one hero, and it does feel like in a way that's kind of paparazzi. If they just doom him in the late game, does that change the complexion enough?
Top though.
Oh.
Maybe they have enough? No, they can't get the Laguna Blade. Look how close Ori is to level 12.
Just, we thought about it. He thought about it.
And they will still get DY though. This looks like he was making a potential rotation over.
This is a nice pickup for him. So I guess the question I have is this a type of game where you have to finish it early but for Old Buck Gold, or does the Doom make enough of a difference?
I think you still have to finish it early, honestly. Because eventually you're just going to get into all these Lincolns and Lotuses and Tusk snowball saves and Brewmaster tossing the Doom in the air. But they're on like the low end of, okay, this still feels okay.
Okay.
You know? It's, 5 more minutes and it stays like this, you get a little bit more concerned. I'm not sure where I'd put it at this point. Maybe like 40% chance they grab this one. Maybe 30. It just feels really good for Vici Gaming because this Paparazzi still feels relatively untested. He went down a couple times, but looks like Dota Plus is still giving them a fair shake here at about 48%.
We did just see it go up a percentage, like every second that something isn't happening. Like, you know what I mean?
It's ticking away.
Yeah. Right? It's that slow, steady, like problematic situation for him, 51 to 52. And well, Illidan, if he gets caught right now, might start ticking up a little bit higher as they will take down that Razor.
Yeah, they started rotating, but he just couldn't survive long enough. I mean, the guy hasn't really invested much in survivability, right? He's got 1,300 HP, but he has a Midas and bots as his 2 major investments, and now he'll have an Ogre Axe.
And the Chen just
Raindrops
recalls.
too. There we go. Fill those empty slots up. That's what you like to see.
And Chen just recalls him to safety. It is an Invis BZZ who's not quite going to catch Fade on the vision.
All right, Fade should be dead here, though, right? There's like no way.
Roll.
He just used all his skills. He's got a snowball.
Well, he's snowballing Velour, and
I mean, he has the ward. That might be enough.
The vision advantage, yeah.
It's going to be a true dance here.
Although, with the courier nearby and everything else.
Only he could wall reflect that. Just for a second, you're like, no, please, no.
No. He didn't have to use the Magnetize for that. And does get the urn, so he'll have a charge of it right away. Trying to get towards that Spirit Vessel.
A light applause from the crowd. All right, Ori's finally getting another item up here, too, with the Shadow Blade being completed. So Ori not really popping off that hard in terms of the kills. Of course, it was it was a pretty big performance last game. So it's understandable why it doesn't look quite as good. But I'm mostly impressed that G is farming so well, frankly. I mean, the guy started with Blink first, and he's still managing to keep up.
Oh, jump forward.
I think this is who he's farming.
This seems like it.
It's been a lot of DY.
That kill onto the Terrorblade, too, I think made a really big difference. You don't find that. He probably doesn't have that much farm.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, he was able to be a part of that. So it's going to be a Sanjin Yasha pickup for Illidan.
That's going to be his peak. When that item is complete, maybe a BKB after, I guess you could say, depending on how far ahead Vici are at that point.
Ori, if Ori goes down right now, silenced and able to dodge away from the Light Strike Array, Illidan picks up the kill. That's huge.
Yeah, nice job by Velour to have that dust ready and available, right? I don't even know if they'd seen the Shadow Blade yet. I don't think they had. So he had already prepped it. Maybe they saw it on wards, I guess, most likely.
Big plays. And with that, they're going to be able to pressure this Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Vici Gaming getting a little bit too cavalier with their movement, not playing together. And Old Buck Gold punishing heavily for it.
Yeah, DY goes for the D ward here, but he might just be gone.
There's a lot of heroes in the area. Need to be careful. They're also going to have the Soulbind afterwards with the double Doom. So Vici need to get the heck out of here. This is problematic. The chase forward coming, Yang. trying to escape. Can they get him in time, though?
They're trying to delay this fight for when Ori comes back.
All right, and it's working out for the moment, but they're able to catch two of them together. The Doom, it's trying to walk forward. They're able to find it. Both of them caught as well. Is it going to be enough to take them both down? It looks like it will. Already, BZZ finds one kill. Illidan takes the other. Ori tries to walk into this one, but he might need to be careful as well. They're able to find that Light Strike array, but the chase forward coming. They're going to have Blink in just a second afterwards, but instead they're going to turn their sights onto Yang and take down that kill instead. Huge win for them. Silence, breaking the TP into Roche.
So greedy. This is the only way they can do Roche in this game, is that they get some big team fight like that. And even now, they still can't do it. Like,
they're so afraid.
120 damage. They're just like, all right, this isn't a good idea. They might be out of sentries, I'm not sure, directly around the pit.
Velor, Dust, he's got him. The man, they needed him on a playmaker. You called it last game, and it's looking like this is the person to do it. Hand of God comes out. They're trying to come in and defend him, using everything. Throw your bodies to defend Ori for the moment, but the kick comes out as well. Light Strike Array still chasing the urn. He's going forward for it. He doesn't have remnants. The creeps are even trying to help him. Here in Ukraine, they're on his side, and they get the kill. Oh man, Valhar isn't going to be able to escape from the second round of this, it looks like. Although he's still very tanky, it's not enough.
Man, Valor just, again, catching with that dust, but that will end up being a pretty good moment for the side of Vici Gaming. Like I say, they managed to turn that around, like just slowing down Illidan, right? You can't let this guy get out of control. And he is going to go right for the BKB. I definitely like that better than the S and Y. I think maybe hoping that they can get themselves an Aegis and try and push from there.
Okay. Well, big momentum swing into the favor of Old But Gold, and they now have a 3,000 gold lead with DK still sitting top net worth. You can see just that drop down in the graph into the favor, and win probability into their favor as well now. God, G is such a baller. He's had a really good tournament.
Don't sleep on G.
That's right. So, 20-minute mark. Still not comfortable going into the pit yet.
Jeez, Paparazzi is going to be terrifying when he gets a Butterfly, though.
Yeah.
Of course, again, it comes back to the Doom, though. I mean,
right.
If you can get that, you can still probably bring him down. Although it's a little scary that you have to, you know, at least question that a little bit. And he does go for the static link steal as well there from Illidan. So BKB done. He is ready to battle. 10-second BKB is very good this game. It'll make sure that he's not just going to be tossed around by the Panda. He can actually focus down onto Ori, assuming that dust will once again be there from Velor. And Advanced Core catching an Observer and a Sentry. The question is, will he live? And he takes the Observer and says, well, my life for an Observer, Ward.
Yeah, I think that you're willing to accept that one.
Unfortunately, then he just throws out another Sentry there. Or Observer, it looks like, actually. So that kind of hurt.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. So now if you're Vici, how do you respond? Is it just try and slow down the game some more again?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, honestly, it kind of feels like Paparazzi is going to be able to push these waves out to the point where this game looks really hard for Old But Gold.
Okay.
I'm not as confident as Dota Plus is, I got to say. I don't think I'd give him a 54% chance. I'm feeling like they got to make massive moves right now because the clock is it's waning. You know, it's like 20 seconds to midnight here.
Oh, and right now they don't have the Razor with them, but it is going to be Vici grouping together in this mid lane, smoked up and walking around. G is the only target that they really have an opening onto, but they might just go into the pit right here. And this is such a big moment for them. Old But Gold, do they have an idea that this is happening? The scan comes out from the Radiant, anticipating.
I don't think it's going to matter with meta. Yeah, that thing is gone.
So Roche is going to get picked up, and do they decide to take this fight afterwards? Roche gets taken. Velhor brazenly going to walk towards that direction, and yeah, that is a backbreaker.
Still about half duration left here. I don't know if they want to take this fight.
G jumps forward, goes to initiation right at the start, able to find the Panda. Can they burst him down time? But the Hand of God comes out, and that means that the split comes off as well. People caught together in the Soulbind. That's going to be a double doom, but isn't onto the targets that they needed to. DY is also going to drop. Illidan living through this one. This fight is actually looking okay as they've already taken down that Terrorblade, and Illidan eventually is going to be brought down as well. Needs another punch onto Ori, but there wasn't any dust. They didn't have any vision, and Old But Gold ran in only to start to look to be in a really bad spot as they will eventually lose G as well.
Oh, they do catch. Oh my God, Ori came back in though.
What?
So low HP. He wanders back into a Doom.
Well, still, 4 people dead on Old But Gold.
Yeah, there were a couple buybacks on the Radiant though.
Okay. Buyback on DY and Fade, and they burn through the Aegis.
It will still be a net gain for the rating, especially for the Brewmaster. He gained about 1,000 gold himself. But yeah, a little questionable there from Ori. I guess he'd probably get back maybe for Shrine or something. I'm not sure what he was going for, but either way, they will come back for the tower here in the mid lane.
Velhar trying to keep it alive for as long as possible. They're TPing in the Razor now as well. The chase forward coming. They do connect onto DY. This is going to be a dieback for him, but they pull in Paparazzi. And the reflection out.
To be there.
This is a little bit scary now. The blink forward. Oh, good catch there onto the Tusk. He is going to be fully controlled and taken down. So 2 heroes that bought back end up going down.
All but Gold still kind of know how this game feels, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they burst down the Aegis, right? So that's something that's now missing from the side of Vici Gaming, and they want to take a tier 2 in retaliation for all these diebacks. Velor is just playing the high ground here. He has his own Observer Ward. However, they never scouted out the fact that there is a Radiant one there, too. So he is under vision at the moment.
Oh, and is going to get caught. He needs to stay alive, but it's not going to happen. Really rough. Only a couple of heroes alive, and you can tell G, I think he popped ulti for that.
Yeah, get it.
Up top lane, Paparazzi. I mean, they were keeping some pressure onto that tier 2. I wonder if Velor is living, if they maybe would have gone for high ground there a little bit.
I'm not sure it's possible, honestly. Even without the Laguna Blade, it still feels scary because that meta's going to be back soon. They probably weren't exactly sure on the timer because it was a Roche thing, and I think it was up at the moment. So.
Well, he did pop that dragon form, so it's at least going to be a little while before they can make another move. And going back for the Mjolnir afterwards. He's keeping up in farm with Paparazzi.
BZ's about to have a BKB as well, so that's really going to help him try and get this Doom on the priority target of Paparazzi. It is feeling a little bit like that 4 Protect 1 style here, whereas All But Gold have their damage a little bit better spread out here. It kind of feels like Paparazzi's the major focal point with the secondary player there in Ori, and then essentially crowd control from the other 3.
Yeah.
DY has high aspirations of a potential mech for himself to try and keep being the healer to take care of that DD rune. Wouldn't want that falling into the hands of Paparazzi. I mean, your own ally.
What the heck
can you imagine?
I was just wondering.
He's got no time for that. Look, there's waves that farm. Just get rid of that thing.
That's funny.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's, you know, we have seen a drop-off in the popularity of Terrorblade since it was obviously first picked throughout the earlier major that we had. I mean, was it just the Sunder change that sort of made the difference? What else about this hero had it drop in popularity?
I need some other nerfs too, just like kind of all around the board kind of a deal. I think we also ran into a pretty big era of a lot of tri-laning too.
I guess that's fair.
And then you look at our other cores that were coming up, like there's just so many buffs to everyone else. I mean, who else was banned this game? I feel like, I mean, I know last game we had like Troll was banned, Jug was banned, Lifestealer ends up being banned, pretty much everyone. So TB's now been relegated to like the second pool of cores, it feels like. But in this in particular, it was because of the Razor, where you're just looking for someone who doesn't get punished by him too much.
All right, they have a ward up on the high ground. If they can press this tier 2 and take it down, you could get a big initiation with the blink coming out on the side of Old But Gold, although it's immediately going to be taken down. So they are able to take down that ward on the high ground. Vici Gaming, just so all over it.
Yeah, they have a couple sentries on DY, but he's been dying a lot at the start of these engagements, and they don't have a gem quite. They do now have the Lotus Orb on Yang, though, but that's only going to reflect the Doom. It's not going to protect anyone. But what I'd like to see is someone take down DY. I'd like to see a gem, frankly, on the Radiant, because DY is going to be looking to Sentry in these engagements to try and catch Vanscore with that Glimmer Cape. But this Soulbind kind of feels like the key for them.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, even just like the double DK stun is pretty nice. As long as it's on the right target. It's the most important thing.
Jeez, they've even got the Alpha Wolf out here pushing this bottom lane. Just everything to help. A little bit of help for the illusion, right? Some bonus damage, doesn't hurt.
So in the mid lane, all of the tier 2 towers taken by Old But Gold. And they have that slight lead in gold, but like you were talking about, it's as this game goes later and later, it becomes problematic.
They're going to smoke up here as they double check the high ground. And if I'm Old But Gold, I'm just really itching to get myself a tier 3. You got 2 minutes until the potential respawn of the Roshan. If you could take care of a tier 3 and therefore get rid of that shrine near the Roche pit, that would really help secure something for them. and try and get this cheese on the Razor or the Aegis as well.
Smoke up, need to be careful. Vanscore gets initiated on right at the start, and they need to stop this battle in its tracks. Get out of there, Illidan. BKB popped, need to run. They're being blocked off by that shards, and it looks like they're going to roll away.
Yeah, good thing they didn't go in there. BZZ had an Invis rune, but and he also has a gem, so he sees that Observer Sentry. They need to make sure they don't lose BZZ.
He needs to get out of here. Everybody needs to get out. Yeah, it looks like they are going to escape. But a big pickoff. Unfortunately for Vici, there is no Roche to move in and take at the moment. But they did not put Metamorphosis either for that kill.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them just chip away at this tower, but it seems like they're more concerned about the general lanes at the moment. They're not going to worry about the tower itself. They'll send the illusion in. And they also, you know, we're talking about taking care of that shrine near the Roche. They'd like to get all of that area just kind of cordoned off, get some vision in there, and provide themselves a good chance for the Roche as well. But with it being such a short respawn, they're actually just going to play it pretty safe and start looking towards their next items even.
You can tell, though, that for this Old But Gold game, they have to have Vanscore in these fights. He can't afford to die if it's a full 5-on-5.
Yeah, we'll make their lives quite a bit easier. And Paparazzi with a 10-second BKB still waiting to be popped here. And he's thinking about some more damage. Oh, they spot Vanscore. They just go right in.
Got him yet again, although the Glimmer Cape keeping him alive,
Yeah,
and now the walk away.
Lack of detection, though. I mean, that's something that Valor's been doing very well.
Ori, jump forward, BKB out from him already. The Soulbind, it's onto two of them. Is it going to be enough, though? They already have been able to catch onto Ori and find that kill. Laguna Blade comes out, but Vanscore lives through it, and they're not able to get him.
The gem just goes down on the ground.
They got him caught, and G also in trouble. BKB Pop needing to run away from them. Fade up on the high ground. They're trying to control, get the silence off, and now the punch is coming out from that Earth Spirit, and Illidan trying to run away. They are going to be able to find another lift up in a second, but no, he's in the jungle. He's going to be able to walk away for the moment. Paparazzi, they can't quite get him. He runs up to the north side, and those boots of travel making him rather speedy and hard to control. Sets up looking okay.
Yeah, they can't get him. Okay, I mean, considering how that fight started, yeah, I'm going to call that a win for Old But Gold. They didn't just lose everyone, frankly.
Yeah.
Like, with the split getting off, and he held that Doom for so long on BZZ, he didn't want to commit it to Ori because he figured the kill was going to happen, and he knows how important it is that they get it on Paparazzi, but right when he turned to Paparazzi, the Manta, the Reflection comes out, and suddenly there's just too many units. He's not sure which one's the real one, and Paparazzi hitting that meta and just absolutely obliterates BZZ, who, as a Doom, still has a relatively low armor at this point in the game.
Well, oftentimes when we look at Dragon Knight, it's just not even thought of as a super damage-dealing hero, but we're getting to the point where G... Right, that's a good point. But we're getting to the point where G is really hard to deal with. Mjolnir, he's going into an MKB, has that strength talent as well.
I mean, his splash attack's really good this game, honestly. Like, with the attack speed slow that's now been buffed up a little bit, it's going to help versus the TB and all his illusions. But yeah, it's true. He's kind of becoming the hyper carry in this case, I guess. Like, he's the one that they're putting most of the focal point of their damage into, but there's a reason he's not often the hero you think of, you know? He just doesn't have a lot of the same capabilities and, like, abilities, I guess, that you expect from someone in that position.
And the other thing, too, is you're getting into, like, a dataless now on this TB. But we'll have to see where they go to. Still have, in the future, the double Dragon's Blood talent for him at 25, which I'm assuming he's going to take. He could take the stun as well, but not sure if it's worth it. More armor, much better situation. Might build into an AC on somebody in the near future for Old But Gold too.
Well, it won't be before this fight, that's for sure.
Smoke up. Who do they find?
Trying the smoked illusion there, it looks like. Well, maybe there won't be an engagement. I mean, we have the Chen creep inside with the Alpha Wolf scouting the pit. They're throwing in some strokes, and there we go.
Pull it in. Initiated upon. Trying to burst him in time. BKB gets off, but he's still dead. And now the jump forward buys back immediately. G trying to stand his ground against all these heroes. BZZ walking forward, finds the real one, able to get the Doom onto the TB. And now the chase forward. The Soulbind coming a little bit late, but it doesn't matter. He's getting the heal back up. He's living through this one. Divine Favor and just punching. He's caking it work for himself. Paparazzi ain't doomed. You're doomed. And the turn gonna find BZZ. There was no damage.
It's becoming a bit much at this point from the TB, and no cares Roche. I'll keep an eye on it with the Alpha Wolf. They're just going straight for this tower and straight for the tier 3 at the moment. 3 heroes gone for a long time. That was an MKB reveal on this Dragon Knight with his Mjolnir. He had so much ready for that fight. And I felt like he just didn't get it off. Oh, hey, Mr. Velor, though, takes down a Daedalus on the courier.
Fancy schmancy. And now finds DY too. Gonna just try and solo kill him, but the Eul Scepter lift up, and it looks like it's all gonna be for naught as they do kill off this Earth Spirit. But he's gonna buy back, and they look like they want to contest this Roshan. I don't know if it's gonna be in time. Velhor, can he be the man?
This feels like a good time as any to go for something like this, but it's just too fast.
It happens too quickly. Well, 34 minutes in, and now what we all knew could eventually happen. It is Vici starting to control the whole state of this game.
Yeah. But the DK's back. I mean, he's the guy who can possibly kill this TB if they manage to get the Doom on him like that again. But of course, they're going to have to do it twice. TB, not necessarily the best Aegis hero, though. So perhaps they'll find themselves a moment.
He picks up an illusion rune here, it looks like. It's going to separate him out. See if he can bait some spells, but not falling for it.
At least they're still holding their racks as well, right? They, despite what feels like a pretty difficult game at the moment, at least their economy isn't completely shattered.
Yeah.
This creep's still giving some value on the side lanes.
Oh, it's going to be a TP in from the Brewmaster, and he blinks up towards the north, and well,
that's a nice camp out here.
Stun comes out, they get the kill.
It's kind of stuff you need, right? I mean, you know someone's going to come for these bounty runes. Pretty greedy play. I mean, they have tons of vision, and the crowd, they're trying to infuse them with some energy here, and they need it. I mean, they need everything they can throw at them right now.
It really is feeling just so hard to make this work. They have the plate mail on the Razor now, but it is Paparazzi that, once this courier respawns, will have that full Daedalus. But maybe this is that moment again, since you know that he's an item down, you could try and push the tempo. But then you're fighting into Aegis. It's the other problem.
Yeah, there's that AC, though. So, again, going to help out a lot in these engagements. They're so close to 25s, though.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Roll forward, find themselves Ori, slow down. Is anybody there to help him out afterwards? G?
He's got that blink.
Blink forward, find the stun. This is pretty good. And a God comes out, but meanwhile, pressure on the bottom side.
Yeah, Fade's just forced out, though. He snowballs into Illidan and just leaves, creating a little bit of a gap for Paparazzi and DY to also escape. But props to G for not popping his ulti as well, right? No panic or anything there, so they're not going to be forced into an engagement or some pressure they might not want to actually go for.
They don't have a creep wave right now, really.
10 seconds till that Daedalus is going to be back on that courier, though.
And Vici doing a good job of, you know, staying outside of harm's way, with the exception of Ori, who did die without buyback. But doesn't look like it's going to be that heavily punished here, as there is no creep wave. Paparazzi was able to push that one out with his illusion.
And they still hold that gem on Fade as well that they got from BZZ.
I mean, is this a point where you just need to kind of go all in?
Paparazzi, he's going with the bait plays here. That is the real deal.
This is, whoa, my God.
That was sick.
That was unreal.
Oh, the illusion baits.
I can't believe that just
they
happened.
Had a ward in the area and everything, and Paparazzi just with the absolutely huge cojones just goes for that.
That is nuts.
They didn't see anything. I think they knew Illidan wasn't there, but the rest of them were.
The playmaking Terrorblade. He's doing it. He's been the man of the match so far.
Manta's a pretty cool item, you know?
Yeah.
But let's see if they can pull off a similar play down bottom, as Ori is going to TP onto the wave. And they are shadowing Illidan here.
Oh, Ori. Ori. I mean, isn't his passive hitting? They realize that he's there. Light Strike Ori not really going to do that much, and he gets doomed. They pull in Paparazzi afterwards. Are they going to be able to control him and take him down in time? Paparazzi taking a lot of damage. They pop the BKBs. He can't sunder anybody. Oh, but now Illidan's BKB is going to wear off, and now they get the sunder, and Illidan tries to get kicked away. Velhor saving his life, but only for a moment. He will get taken down. 2 minutes, no buyback. And Vanscore does manage to get the TP out.
Cost them their boost, but cost them Ori as well. But yeah, 20 seconds until that meta is going to be back. Aegis is expiring in about 50, so they're looking for the first set of racks here from the side of VG Gaming.
And they don't have that Razor.
Great cross-map rotation there from the Chen. Everything being set up kind of with Ori coming in. You know, obviously he popped up a little bit too early, it seems, but G now coming with the Mjolnir, with the damage.
Oh my God, look at this. Although there's going to be the Spirit Solar Crest
going in
rather.
with him, though.
All right, they pull him back in.
Right
G,
now.
BKB, they get it off onto BZZ and still trying to just lay into Paparazzi here. It's still a lot of damage. They take it down at least once. Can they kill off the rest of these guys? G, being the man in the midst of all of it, finds Yang as well. And now the stun comes out. There's going to be the reflection to try and turn it, but they might be able to finally have enough damage to kill off Paparazzi.
Oh, welcome to Auto Chess, baby. This DK is so farmed. The neutrals were dropping all the items.
All right, we got to check out his damage in that last fight once the fight recap comes back up.
It was about 11.6k, if you'd like to know. So there you go. The next highest was 4.2 from his Earth Spirit. Yeah, he's splashing all over the place. And if this guy gets a Satanic, my goodness.
It's going to be a problem.
So what happened there? I mean, you get snowballed in the middle of a fight as a TB that's not quite ready to pop meta, that doesn't have his Lina there, that doesn't have a brew split to play around. Pretty much everything awful. Oh yeah, and there you go.
I mean, and the thing too is just like the slowdown. Right here? It's so hard to make anything happen.
Constant silences as well from Velor.
Yeah, this Earth Spirit is doing so much in these late games. Once the BKBs start wearing down lower and lower, you really don't have a great answer. And Dragon Knight is going to have that Satanic up.
Speed and
looks like he's going to buy out for it. So no buyback on that Dragon Knight.
That's okay. Buyback's trash in this hero anyway, right?
That's true.
2
Why
minute
not?
ulti, CD, no thanks.
The next row should be the Refresher Shard as well.
Now that he does like.
Yes.
That's his buyback right there. The secondary life, or secondary dragon.
And I'm not sure if Illidan wasn't even alive with the AC in that fight, so next time around, that splash damage is going to do that much more.
Dude, how is this DK? This is insane. G is just playing so well this game. Like, you're not supposed to be just 5k behind. I know I say it like that of a TB, though. Like, Paparazzi's had a relatively free game. You know, there haven't been that many moments where they've been able to pressure him. His illusions have been all across the map. He's been gaining gold constantly. I will say the fact that they took away a lot of his growth by killing that Daedalus for so long definitely helped.
Well, and you talked about that blink first on him, too.
Yeah.
All right. Moving forward, potentially the last fight here for him. We'll see the double Soulbind. They got it on. Paparazzi's doomed. They're on top of him. Do they have enough damage? She is just going to start punching away at him here. Can they bring him down in time? They're sealing all of the damage as well, but Illidan dropped down very low, and the Doom is going to start wearing off. They need to take down the rest of these heroes before Paparazzi gets back into the fight. The Hand of God comes out as well. G's still standing tall. He takes down the rest of the entire team. Illidan able to walk away. That extra movement speed, they can't quite catch him out. The lift up into the air on G, but he's still able to live through this one. The stun comes out now. G's still trying to take them down, and Yang turned upon, but look at it. It's so much damage. G is starting to heal back up, but it's not looking like it's quite going to be enough to kick away. Was not enough to keep him alive, and he does not have buyback. Paparazzi able to live through the Doom and now just tears them apart, trying to steal damage, but he is having 1,200 damage crits. It's too much.
It was hard to believe that that TB was missing 280 damage for some portions of that engagement, too. Got a great steal off from Illidan at the start of it, but it just wasn't enough. The Battle of the Damage is won by the Terrorblade, and the Doom, the DK, gone. Illidan can only just try and spam out with the Plasma here.
They buy back on this Grimstroke. Can they burst him in time? I'm not sure if it's going to happen. He is silenced, and the E-Blade comes out as well.
He's really holding that BKB.
He really was. They just don't have enough lockdown right now. Meanwhile, the Soulbind comes out. They're controlling Yang, going to kick back in. DY also, and now it's Paparazzi versus the world. That's 2 minutes on sideline. Does he get him the 1TP? They caught him, Velor! Over and over again. This man makes the plays for his team. The kick away, and they take down Paparazzi.
So help me God, if he plays CK again, I'm done.
What a freaking catch. And they're on their high grounds. Are they going to force out a buyback?
He doesn't have meta for 45 seconds. I mean, Ori, he keeps going down to these engagements. They're missing so much from the Lina this game. It's like night and day compared to the last one. He's not really able to secure a whole lot when these fights pop off.
Oh, and the Tier 3 tower will be claimed. They buy back on the Brew, who will have his split up again because of that cooldown.
But how do they not get more out of that? I mean, honestly, it's already a win for All But Gold. Just get out, make sure you don't lose anything. Perhaps I mean, if getting a pick will be great here, and they're going to bring in G.
They're bringing in everybody.
There we go.
All right. Old but gold in the late game.
Ori?
They find Ori again. They snowball save though, but that's just going to pull him in closer.
He's got the E-Blade ready.
Tries to turn this one again as well. They've got him caught, still holding on to that Doom afterwards. Light Strike away, Laguna Blade. It's not looking like it's quite going to be enough.
They got the TV!
They got the TV with the Doom. Can they control him? Can they take him down in time? He's going to be able to get back into the fountain, but in the meantime, all that they have is really the lift up onto G. They still haven't been able to get a set of barracks.
Oh, that was a great Doom, but there was no follow-up stun, and now they're on the run.
G caught him. BZZ is going to drop. All right, they've got the Bloodthorn. This is problematic and a half. Vanscore is eventually going to be ran down and killed. So they'll lose both of those integral parts of their team fight for at least 70 seconds. And it feels like, again, Vici have been able to pull it back. Man.
Neither team has lost their racks yet. I think Tier 3's been down, but the Shrines still remain. And we're getting ever so close to Roche. Yang's going to check it now. It was a longer spawn, 20 seconds left here. But they have the advantage of Chen, so they should be the first to know just by throwing that into the pit.
A DD bottom side is going to be pinged out.
A meta still prepared here as well.
And in these little engagements where you've seen...
Oh, Paparazzi, he's coming for this.
Okay, run away. Get out of there. Bottom lane's being pushed in by the DK.
Ori just, again, throwing his body into danger.
Jump forward, find Illidan. He doesn't want to pop that BKB, but he has Refresher, so he can use it again afterwards if he needs to. And God, look at the damage. He's actually just dead.
He's dead.
He just goes down. They don't have enough to deal with this. And look at Paparazzi. He's punching away at the Tier 4 towers. They don't have buybacks.
G's just not there.
They don't have it.
Cooldown.
Oh, 18 seconds on cooldown. 1 second left, but it's not going to come quickly enough. The Walrus punch to interrupt, and GG is called. Vici Gaming just walk down a lane and take the game.
Wow, they caught them by surprise with that last push there. Obviously not ready for all but gold. The great purchases of the refreshers going down for that DD, but once they're spotted, Paparazzi pops Reflection, gets out of there, and then you get yourself a high five from ROTK. Great way to start your day, I'd say. I want one of those. That's nice, though. The crowd obviously still appreciating, even in a loss. Of course, no shame losing to someone like Vici Gaming, who are finally feeling like they're getting their stride back, but man, Old But Gold held that game for so long. I did not think they had a chance heading that late. And all the props in the world to G, my God.
Yeah, what a freaking player. He really was standout there. Velhor also had an amazing game. And I think that this is a squad that you might see going forward as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they make another run in another minor. Definitely.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They ran into a obviously very tough competition for a minor here, so disappointment, I'm sure, though. Hell of a game for all of their players, really.
And Vici Gaming look very scary. Like late game decision making,
Some games this looked like the Vici Gaming from before.
That's kind of true, to be honest.
Like this was a rough one where it was like, oh, okay, yeah, they should be able to close this one out. And then constant pickoffs onto some of the heroes over and over, especially Ori.
Yeah,
feels like he really lost his way in the second
one.
half of that game. I mean, to be fair, of course, they had maybe some better initiation in this time, so it was a little bit easier to jump the back line.
That's true.
And maybe he didn't take that into account with his item build or something, but they almost had their number there. I thought
That's
Old But
true.
Gold were going to do it for a moment, but great recognition. I guess that comes back to you know, we say veterans, of course, they're old, but they're gold. Yes, these guys have played for a long time, but Vici have definitely been a unit for a longer time.
That's true.
So they still have a lot of this good shot calling heading into the later stages of the game. And a moment like that, where you just know when to put like 100% pedal to the metal and go straight down the mid lane like that, really catching G out. He was there all their damage, and he was down hitting creep waves.
It's a problem.
And you just lose. It hurts.
I mean,
it
and
really
that's the
hurts.
thing. You think like those boots of travel in the late game. People have been talking about them being like the big way that you can defend against split push, but 20 seconds is still a long time in these games.
Yeah. Versus Chen.
Versus Chen, exactly.
Hello, I will bring my whole team with me.
True enough.
No concerns.
Well, very impressive showing from Old But Gold. They're going to finish off in the 3rd, 4th spot, and Vici Gaming are going to move on. Still have one more in the semifinals to play, but let's head back to the panel first, see what they thought about it.